It's May, which means it's time for another TBR. Putting together this TBR, I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to read in May. I figured it out because I had to before I posted this video. And it's gonna be a lot of binge reading series because I'm ready to be trashed for them. And what series may that be? If you're wondering, it's the Shatter Me series. I bought all the books before I even read the first one. And these are all of the books that I want to read in May. So I read Shatter Me in April, and you can hear my thoughts on that in my April wrap-up coming soon. But the books I want to conquer in May are Unravel Me, Ignite Me, Restore Me, and Defy Me. And I just have not binge read a series straight through in a while, and I think from books 2 to 5, I want to do that because I could just tell reading the first book that this is a series that I can get into and just totally like be trash for, and I want a series to be trash for. Shatter Me is kind of set in this like dystopian future world. Juliet's touch is lethal and no one knows why. She's in prison for her powers, but the reestablishment has plans for her. She is taken from the prison to become a weapon for the reestablishment, a corrupt government that has taken power in the face of the slow decline of the earth. However, Juliet is realizing just how powerful she is and that she has the power to fight back. This series has some really complex characters, and I just know that I ended up giving this first book 4 stars, I think, and I can just tell that I'm gonna dive into the rest of the books in this series and just like have such a blast with them. Besides those 5 books, I also want to read the 2 novellas, Fracture Me and Shadow Me, which are 2.5 and 4.5, because what use is there in going all out for a series if you don't read the novellas? And I had already read Destroy Me, which is Warner's novella. So yeah, these books have, you know, been eyeing me, eyeing me from my shelf ever since I bought them, and I'm ready. I'm ready to just dive right in and be Shatter Me trash. So that is probably going to take up a big chunk of my time, and towards the end of the month, I'm going to be doing a buddy read. And that is for A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavallaro with my friend Angela over at Blonde Books. I'm pretty sure that I convinced her to buy it on Book Outlet because I said we should buddy read it, so that's exactly what we are going to do. Charlotte Holmes and Jamie Watson are the descendants of the famous Holmes and Watson. When they end up at the same boarding school in Connecticut, they want absolutely nothing to do with one another. However, when a student dies under mysterious circumstances and Charlotte and Jamie are framed, they must come together to solve the mystery. I honestly was not sure how I was going to feel about this whole Sherlock Holmes retelling, but honestly, I have just seen people raving about it on Twitter, mostly Rocky from Blonde with the Book, and she has honestly convinced me to read this series, I think because I just know it's going to be a blast, and I'm really excited to buddy read it with someone because I think that this is going to be a really fun one to read with a buddy. So I'm excited for this. This next book was on my most anticipated books of 2019, and I cannot wait for that, and that is Aurora Rising by Amy Coffin and Jay Kristoff. And when they first announced this book, I went crazy. You can actually see my reaction in one of my vlogs up here because they announced it during BookTube-a-thon, I think, and like I was just sitting there like, oh my god, this duo is releasing another sci-fi book, and I'm pretty sure it takes place in the same universe as the Illuminae Files, but a few hundred years prior. And oh my god, I can't wait. Like, I just can't wait because I love the Illuminae Files so much. It's one of my favorite series. This book is a little bit different. Tyler Jones is the star pupil of the Aurora Academy, and yet he's managed to recruit a crew of boneheads for his first mission after graduating. Somehow, they managed to rescue Aurora G. Lynn O'Malley, a girl who has been stuck in cryosleep for hundreds of years. She is a girl out of time and has the potential to start a war millions of years in the making. They're not the heroes we deserve. They're just the ones we could find. Nobody panic. That is the best tagline ever. This book has been getting so much hype. I cannot wait. And like, the pre-order incentive for this one was a little actual printed copy of this book called Memento, which is a prequel novel to the Illuminae Files. So of course I put in my pre-order info. Amy Coffin and Jay Kristoff just know how to do space books. Like, I just love the Illuminae Files. I love Gemini. I love Obsidio. Like, I love this duo together. I will read anything that they put out, and I just know that this is going to be the space adventure full of like a ragtag team that I'm looking for. They've been posting pictures of all the characters, and I love the character art, and it just seems like they have such like a really cool dynamic going for them, and I'm gonna love all of these characters, and I'm so excited. Going off of that, I think I want to reread Gemini. by Amy Kaufman and Jake Kristoff. There's the Kristoff Along hosted by Jake and Liv, and last month they read Illuminae, but I'd already read Illuminae twice. But I've only read Gemini once, so I think it's time for a reread. Gemini was my favorite in the Illuminae Files series, and I'm just in love with these books. Like, these are the most aesthetic space books ever, and like they're just so cool to hold. And I mean, like, when you take the cover off like that, and then like the end pages, like, oh, they're so cool. And it's told in dossier format, so it's mixed media. They have like emails, texts, transcripts, all this stuff. And this second installment follows Hannah Donnelly and Nick Malikov, my book boyfriend, at the jump station Heimdall, where they will soon learn of the Karenza invasion. Hannah is the station captain's pampered daughter, while Nick is part of a crime syndicate in space. Super cool. An elite biotech team invades the space station, alien predators are abound, and there's a malfunction in the station's wormhole that could cause a space-time continuum error, and like, it is a crazy book that just keeps you on your toes, and I absolutely adore it, and I just really think that I need to reread it for the Kristoff Long-a-thon because I love this book so much. And I'm not sure if I will pick it up on audio or reread it physically, but I don't know. I think I just need to spend some time in this universe again. And I don't know if I'll do it like before or after Aurora Rising, but I feel like after Aurora Rising, I will be really into reading this one. This is just the struggle. I just feel like I have so many books I want to read and just not enough time at all. Another reread that I'm desperately hoping to get to is Furyborn by Claire Legrand, in anticipation for Kingsbane, coming out May 21st. And to be honest with myself, I probably won't get to Kingsbane until June, but I am really looking forward to reading that one. You can tell this is when I first started tabbing because the tabs are like random and like sticking out super far, which I don't normally do anymore. And I got this book at BookCon, and this was just an unexpected favorite of mine, and it did make my top 10 favorite books of 2018. I just love it so much. In the Imperium trilogy, there is a prophecy that there will be 2 queens with the power of the 7, one to bring salvation and one to bring destruction. The Sun Queen and the Blood Queen. Riel Darden is best friends with the Crown Prince. However, when it is revealed that she has the power of all 7 kinds of elemental magic, she must undergo 7 trials to prove that she is the fated Sun Queen and not the dreaded Blood Queen. 1,000 years later, the legend of Queen Riel is just a fairy tale to bounty hunter Eliana Farracora. When the Undying Empire conquers her kingdom, she believes herself untouchable until her mother disappears, and she must join up with rebel forces to get her back. These 2 women fight in a cosmic war that spans the millennia, and as their stories intersect, it will shock you in ways you never even knew possible. I'm so looking forward to this reread because I just need Kingsbane now. This story is so good, and I really just want to fully immerse myself in this world again with this first book before I head on into the second book, and I just can't wait. The audiobooks that I'm going to be reading are very up in the air, so I don't know at the moment which audiobooks I'm going to listen to, but just as some possibilities, we have Immortal Reign by Morgan Rhodes, Bright We Burn by Kirsten White, An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green, Dragon Pearl by Yoon Ha Lee, The Crown's Game by Evelyn Skye. I don't know, it depends on what comes through in my Libby or what I have on Scribd, so it's very up in the air, and I'm just kind of going to choose by what strikes my fancy at the moment. Alright, let me know down in the comments below what you are reading in May. I'm looking forward to getting some solid reading done this month and becoming trash for a lot of different things, and have some fun, read some books, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.